Viewer discretion is advised.
His whole point is, okay, I'm going to bring women into power, so I'm going to bring a female Secretary of Defense. Like, this is now your job qualification. This is within you have to be a female. Isn't that what the Better Business Bureau is all about? Like, you cannot hire someone because of their sex, race,
right,
or anything, right? Sex is the first one. You cannot hire someone just because they're a female. But then Democrats don't believe in female and male.
So you're not lying.
Like they don't believe it's just female.
So
and
what
male.
happens if
So
they
why
bring
can't
her
I not-
in and then she identifies as a man?
Right. And then now we have a man as the Secretary of Defense. Oh, that is so wrong.
And then
at
all of a
that
sudden,
point.
fucking Juno comes out of nowhere.
For real, Elliot Page.
Elliot Page, not Ellen Page.
Stupid.
I don't know, dude.
But that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, if the Democrats don't believe in the two genders, then why is he pushing so hard to have a female vice president? Why is he pushing so hard to have a female Secretary of Defense? A
Because they're
female
all
this,
men.
a female that, a female whatever. Like, it's stupid.
Well, what if they're all men?
Well,
Or identify as men.
No, but what if they're actually men that are identifying as women?
what if they're men that are how is Ellen Page? She identifies as a man.
A queer man.
A queer man.
Which would make her a lesbian. Because she is a lesbian.
As a queer man. Look at Maddie. Look at her face. She doesn't understand it.
No, because
she is a girl.
It's a girl.
Biologically. She owns a vagina.
She's a vagina owner. Oh my
She-
God. That's me.
She
I'm a
owns a
owner.
vagina, but she's identifying as a queer man, which would mean that she should be.
queer is an umbrella term for the LGBT.
No,
plus thing.
and that's exactly what so she's identifying as a man. She's telling the world that she's a man, right? You have to address her as
Oh
a man.
no, she was queer though. She
She's
was
a
with the dude.
man, but she's queer, so she likes men. She likes men.
Gay means you like men.
She would know.
So what is queer?
Queer is an umbrella term for the LGBTQ plus community. So
It's like that cis shit and fucking X shit and XYZ
So she's-
unicorn. She's
so
a
What is
unicorn.
she?
She's a unicorn.
she's part of the. Okay.
So I get it. So she's part of the community.
yeah.
So that makes her queer? Like just because she's a part of the community?
LGBTQ plus. The Q could be like
XYZ, LMNOP.
the
Oh my
Q
God, shut
could
up.
be questioning or queer. LGBTQ plus equals queer because like
Because she's
like
a cat.
it's another word. Instead of doing all the letters, you could say you're queer.
So then queer is no longer gay.
Yeah.
So here's my question. If you
I'm not laughing at you. I'm
Yeah,
laughing
I
at
know,
them.
I know.
If a
It's just,
female-
I don't understand that
Yeah.
because us as kids, queer meant that you were gay.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
Like you were a boy that liked a boy.
You're so
yeah,
old.
Like that's queer.
How do you label this? A female who identifies as a man without a
Penis.
post abort post op operation, right? So you're not technically trans, but you identify as a male. How do you identify as a male without the male parts?
Well, because the parts are not in the mind of
To them, it
them.
doesn't,
Yeah, the
sex
part doesn't
correlate.
define them.
I
right?
got you. Okay.
So, like,
that's
they
where the
could-
trans
Okay.
comes in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she said, that's where the trans.
They
comes
don't
in.
have to have the parts. That's not the identifying factor. That's
That's
biology.
why you
That's
were not
biology.
allowed to have gender reveals anymore because gender reveals are just telling you what your parts are. That doesn't
It doesn't
define
find
who
yours.
you are.
And like I told you, there's
Well,
that
it's funny
lady.
because
I think
they,
you sh-
they say
you-
it's not a baby, but they're having baby showers.
I think it would be okay to still have like the gender reveal thing because like that's your biological like.
But that's the problem,
But
though.
but
They
that's
don't
the
care about
issue.
biology
They don't care.
because what they're
Biology's
saying is
thrown out
that
the
your
window.
gender is a social construct.
Right.
So your gender is completely different from your biological parts, which is stupid because it's not. Like, in my opinion, I don't think so.
No, the objective reality is XX, XY chromosome.
Right.
That's your absolute truth.
Right. That's your absolute truth. We can take your DNA and tell you if you're a boy or girl, regardless of what you feel.
I'm a cat.
But if you deny that,
There's
then
people who
you're
do
just
that.
an idiot.
No, I know.
No,
there's
there
a whole
is.
there's a whole
There's a
fucking
whole
community.
movement about it. That's what we're
I forget what
talking
that's
about.
called. The people that think they're animals. What the fuck is that called?
Animalism.
Mm,
No, ism is like a
a-
negative
I
term.
know.
Yeah.
Ism is.
Oh my god.
Interspecies erotica.
you've never seen the Clerks
Clerks
2?
Where he's get ready for some hardcore bestiality. He's like, it's interspecies erotica, asshole.
I don't know, dude. I think again. I think it's dude.
Dude, when they start making you address them by like,
They don't
Oh,
make anybody do
God.
shit.
I'm saying they're about to.
They could
They
about
get
to
it.
anything. I'll tell
are.
somebody
like,
to
that
fuck off.
is stupid.
When
I'll- dude, I'll
do
take a fine, I'll go to
Z
jail.
Or the what's the other ones? You're a cis male or cis
I don't know, dude. It's all
You're-
That
fucking
is
stupid.
so dumb.
they or bro.
I don't give a fuck. Dude,
You
call
know-
yourself what you want to call yourself. I really don't care, right? Like, I'll call you a name, whatever name you make up for
Right.
yourself, right? I'll call you whatever you want to be called, right? But I'm not going to sit, like, when there's one of my stores, and obviously I can't go into details, but one of my stores, there is it's a guy, straight up and down, but he's comes to work and like dresses and stuff like that. And no, I don't care, right? You're the dumbass that's wearing it. Like you walking around with it, right? You feel like you want to wear a dress, no big deal. And it has a name. I won't go into that either, but it's one of those things like when I see him, it's fucking him, right? Like it's just him. Hey, you come here, guy. Like I refuse to be like, excuse me, ma'am, come here. It's not happening. Now, if you got a name, right, you want to be called Tootsie. Hey, Toots, come on over here. I don't really care. But I'm not.
But you will not call her Toots. But you tell that
You
bitch.
not call him
You
Toots.
tell that bitch, whoever it is.
There is no her.
Well, she's a guy. So.
Well, she's a guy.
She sounds hideous.
She sounds hideous.
What she is. Yeah, no, dude, I can't play that game, dude.
But here's the thing: when it becomes criminal to deny that,
I go to fucking jail. Then.
That
I'm
is-
like, bro.
I go to jail, bro. I'm not, dude.
I
Again,
think that is when they start infringing on your First
Well, they're trying to.
Amendment.
That's the thing.
well, shit. In Canada, it's already
Yeah.
hate speech, but they don't
Is
have
it-
a First Amendment.
I don't know if it's fact checked for certain, but in New York, you can't address someone as an illegal alien. There's like a $250,000 fine to address someone as an
What the
illegal
hell?
alien. I don't know. Again, don't fact check me.
You know
New
that
York.
that
I
is
just-
more than what they charge you for stealing a car.
Yeah.
$250,000. That is more than what they charge you.
do you
think
remember-
about that.
do you-
Calling someone something costs more than stealing a car.
Let's go steal a fucking car.
Do you remember
real.
the Amy Coney Barrett trials, right? When she addressed someone as sexual preference. That is a derogatory term in the LGBT community now. To address someone that say that it's a sexual preference. I'm
Dude,
like,
I'm gonna go like total Ben Shapiro at this point, right? So when he found out that Ellen Page was now Elliot Page, and he was like, "Oh, because 5 seconds ago this happened." Who the hell can keep track of all of that shit?
Yeah.
Like honestly, like it's like night and day. Like they're changing from 1 second to the next. Like how the hell do you keep up with all that shit?
million.
Like I'm
Bro,
sorry,
those like
do I have to join
gender
a couple
fluid,
of
fucking pansexual, sepa la verga people? Like,
Well, I just found out
holy
about our
shit.
cyst. Like, you like how I enunciated that?
the cyst people.
Our cyst people.
They
I
should
just
they
found
should get
out
that looked
about
at by a
the
doctor.
cyst people. Like seriously,
we just got labeled.
because I think Kronos has a cyst on him as well. So
It's awkward, man. It's
Without
awkward.
the T.
no, with the
With
T.
the T, cyst.
With the T. It's
I
a
think-
cyst.
Again, dude, like I think it's just it's a cry
Spreading
for
the
like
coronavirus 'cause I don't
Here's
have a mask.
my fear. They were advocating, and I won't say they as a umbrella term. There are people who are advocating for the the alphabet people, right? LGBTQ.
The alphabet people.
They want to add the letter P in there for
my God.
pedophilia.
No.
No.
There's groups of people. I'm not umbrella terming everyone, but there's groups of people advocating because again, it's a choice. It's
Well, in where is
No,
it?
it's not the LGBT. I saw that before. It's not the the actual LGBTQ that
Plus.
are doing that.
You forgot the plus.
Plus, yeah, it's not.
Don't forget the plus.
the alphabet.
You forgot the cyst.
It's
We call
not.
them the alphabet people.
It's not them who want that to be like.
Associated with them?
Yeah,
Okay.
they see it as bad too. It's the actual like pedophile people. Like they made their own flag and everything, and they're tricking people into thinking that the LGBTQ.
They're Black
plus.
Lives Mattering the LGBTQ community.
Oh my God.
Bam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where's your democracy now, fuckers?
For real.
Damn, you just got Black Lives Mattered.
You just turned it into a verb.
Hey, dude, it is what it is, man. There's dude,
English is so
Well,
fun.
I know, for real,
Yeah,
right?
you just got BLM'd.
because where is it? There's a country that already.
That is insane. That they legalize pedophilia. There's a country that legalized pedophilia.
Wait, is it by consent or is it rape still? If they don't consent and you still
I think it's by consent. I think I
Who the
remember
f- is
talking-
consenting
No,
at
no,
5
no,
years
no,
old?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
You want
think
some
it's-
candy? Yes.
For real. Yeah. No. I think it is. I remember you
he said
talking
yes.
about it.
right.
I remember him talking about it. I think it's by consent, but the age of consent is like something ridiculous, like 10 years old or something, is what they're saying. And it's like, what the actual, like a 10-year-old is telling
Now-
me, yeah, stick it in my.
I'm not
Like,
wow.
who the fuck does
I'm not
that?
advocating in any kind of way to lower the standard, but what makes, other than we have nature, right, that
Mm-hmm.
anatomically shows you when you're mature enough to bear a child.
Right.
Should that be the new requirement for a consent?
No, because your body can physically
think it's-
have a baby or hold a baby
Well,
and
then
physically
again-
happen. It's a
I
mental
think
state of
it's-
mind.
I
You can't
think
tell
that's
me
what it is.
I can't fucking buy beer, cigarettes now until 21 for sure. I can join the
Well,
military.
we disagree with that already. As
Well,
it
I
is.
know, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying though. You can't tell me that to buy beer and cigarettes, right? I got to be 21.
Mm-hmm.
To join the military, I got to be 18, right? But to consent for sex simply because my body can do it, or to consent to have a child or whatever, simply because my body can do it, that age is 13.
Okay.
A la verga.
No,
You know what I
you're
mean? Like,
saying-
it's like, a
I
la
get what
verga.
you're saying.
Like,
I just, again,
think
for
it's- I think it's-
speaking for them that they want to put that into perspective. What's the age of consent at that point if you're advocating for legalizing?
Yeah.
Then
And
what's
I think that's more of a. I truthfully think that's more of a difficult
because
subject.
pedophilia could be just she's underage, just under the limit,
Right under
right?
18.
Right.
Right.
But if you're going to
17 and a
advocate for
half.
4 years old,
yeah.
2 years old,
Yeah.
they can't consent.
And at that point, I feel like it's like that's ridiculous. 4, 5, 6 years old, like
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like I think it's gotta be. It can't be a set limit if that makes any sense. You can't really have a set time limit on it, So I remember being 15 years old, dating a 21-year-old, right?
which is pedophilia by definition.
Exactly. Right. So I was 15 dating, I think he was 20 at the time because we were 5 years apart. Right. But then by the time I turned 16, that was when I got pregnant with Maddie. Right. So when my mom finally figured out that I was pregnant, she was like, okay, well, I'm calling the cops on him. I'm putting him in jail. And I was a stupid fucking teenager that was like, no, I don't want him going to jail. I don't want my kid growing up without a father. Fast forward 18 years, he's nowhere to be found. Anyways, so, but at that time, it was like, no, I don't want her growing up without a father. Like, I consented to have sex with him and ultimately resulted in a baby that I've never regretted having in my time. Like, I'm 35 years old now, and Mija's 18. She's 18 tomorrow, or in a couple hours. She's actually 18 in like an hour.
Oh,
You know?
wow.
Yeah.
I
In like an
forgot.
hour, she'll be
forgot.
18
I
years
did.
old, you know? So, like, I know at that time that I consented to what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I knew that it could result in a baby, and it ultimately did. So I think it's more of a case by case basis.
Okay.
You know, I definitely don't think a 6-year-old can be like, yeah, I chose to have sex with him and I chose to have a baby, but no,
Because
that
they're
is
just saying whatever
stupid.
the adult told them to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what
I think we should just
age group.
I think all the ages should be 25 all across the board.
25.
To be an adult, a considered adult, consenting adult should be 25 in my
Well, then
opinion.
you shouldn't be able to join the military
No,
until you're
that's
25.
what I'm saying. I'm advocating for everything: drinking, smoking, join the military, to have like consensual sex,
Mm-hmm.
everything across the board.
I don't think that's feasible.
I'm just saying my opinion.
Well, I'm just saying
not
because whenever-
advocating
well,
for it to be law. but
What I'm
just
saying
my
is like,
opinion.
because like even when everything was 18 minus beer, right, or alcohol, everything at 18, you go do it anyway. Like, you know what I mean? At 15, 16 years old, I was smoking and drinking already. I was smoking at 18, but I started drinking like at 13, 14. A la madre, fresh out the womb. They're like, look, it's a little drunk. But nah, I mean, dude, you know, you're gonna do it anyway. Like, so to me, dude, by the time you're 18, in my opinion,
I think up until you turn 18, like it should be parental consent.
what's I'm saying? Like at 18 years old, you should be able across the board, because by 18, you know right from wrong. I mean, by 12, 13, you do.
Nah, there's some people that way surpass
No,
that.
no, there are
Ignorance,
some
ignorance
people-
of the law is not an excuse.
Exactly.
Simply because you're not
Right.
educated is
So
not a fucking
if
excuse.
we use that standard, right? Cognizant. Most people say that maturity doesn't fully develop for a male until 25 to 26 years old.
Yeah.
For a female, it could be 16 to 18.
But we're not talking about being a mature adult. We're
Well, then,
talking
if
about
you're
just
not
being
a
an
mature
adult.
then you can't consent. If you're not a fully formed, mature creature, you should not be consenting to anything. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, and I agree with you. Again, the problem is who enforces that? Like, simply because
That's
if
the main problem.
yeah, no, for
Right.
sure. So I mean, I agree with you.
Right.
I guess you know.
No, seriously, because
but
you know,
because-
I've handed my I've handed my daughter alcohol, you know, and told her, here, you know, go ahead and have, because of the law in Texas, right? So I've handed my child alcohol and told her, here, you can have this so long as you're around me. That's
Right.
great. I've been fortunate enough that my daughter has not gone out on her own and gotten drunk or anything like that. Like I've been that we know of, exactly, right? But at the same time, my daughter knows that if she does put herself in that situation, call me.
Right.
Tell me where you're at so I can go and get you.
Absolutely.
You know, and my daughter is in fact, you know, smart enough to understand that. She knows that. She's never taken advantage of it, because she can go to her friend's house, you know, and they can have alcohol, and she'll text me and tell me, hey, they have alcohol here. Can I have a drink or a couple? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, go ahead. You know, just call me if you need me. As far as the age of consent goes, I think
it needs to be all across the board.
I think so,
but
too.
you can't stop kids from doing it.
No, I'm
Nobody
not
says
trying
that
to
you
stop
can't
them.
stop them. That's why I'm
It's
saying
better
like
to educate them than to try to stop them.
for sure. But I'm just saying, like, I think, dude, to try and make somebody wait till they're 25 to drink, to smoke, to have sex, to do, or to at least consent, right, or to join the military, bro. You know, honestly, I don't know that there's that many people that would wait that long anyway. So like,
I would think like educate them about like both things, because what they do in school, like sex ed, is just like a scare tactic. They use it as like, they show you only the negatives, and it's like,
It's like on Mean Girls, where he is like, if you have sex, you will get gonorrhea
Yeah.
and die.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a perspective. That's no longer education. It's someone's opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
It's someone's
But
perspective on
but
it.
that's where we're at right now. Like
Yeah.
that's
teaching
what they do.
perspective,
Yes.
opinions.
They're now teaching your opinion, because even the assistant principal that we talked to today, like we need to know what the teacher's lesson plan was, and we try to get the teachers to understand that they need to relate to what their lesson plan is. They have to have examples of their lesson plan. So that's exactly what they're teaching them.
They're teaching, okay, get this. Even if their standard is considered moral, who gets to make that call when you took
People have
religion
different
out of
morals.
school?
Right.
Where do you get morals from outside of God, a higher standard?
Oh, look, I found it. It's right here under the desk.
Where do you become this moral compass of a person without a standard above yourself?
Right.
Then it's subjective.
It's on
Right.
the internet. It has to be true.
Exactly. The internet
Google
is
morals.
almighty.
Fucker.
How does the internet know?
Right.
All because they all work for the CIA.
Because they all work for the CIA. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think when it comes to the age of consent, like, it should be... It should be...
Taught that it's important.
Yeah.
What's what I'm saying? Like, I think education, teaching kids that
Like, actually teaching them.
Not just one side, but both sides. Like the pros
True.
and cons, not just the
True.
cons.
True.
well, there are
Because
no pros.
It was so...
Feels good.
Well, so like, you know, I have always talked to Maddie about sex, drugs, alcohol,
Rock and
roll. Like, I've always talked to her about all of that. You know, I was the mom that before they had the talk with the girls in like 5th grade about them starting a period and
Third
stuff like
grade.
that. Was it 3rd
Yeah.
grade? Like, I was ahead of the
Boys
game.
have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Yeah. Like, I was ahead of the game on that. And so when it finally came time for her to have that talk, it was like, hey, you know, do you have any questions? She's like, no, I already knew everything because you had already told me about it.
Right.
Dude, first proud parent moment right there, right? Like, all right, badass, I beat this. And then sex ed, you know, they sent home the paperwork about it, but we had already talked to her about it. We had already gone over all of that. As far as like STD goes, STDs go and stuff like that, we had already talked to her about all that. When it came to alcohol, like, sucks to say it, but my daughter got drunk with us the first time, or that I know of. She got drunk with us the first time. So, but you know, she
Are you
she
willing
got,
to take a polygraph
she got
test?
drunk with us, and it sucks to say it, but even weed. Right? Like getting high for the first time. Allegedly. So getting high for the first time. Like, she did that with us.
Pinche oregano.
So that we knew.
Do you consent to this conversation?
What?
You're honest, you don't get that choice until another hour.
It's an hour,
We
dude.
have
An hour
1
and 7
hour to
minutes.
go.
I'm her mom still by law for another
but
hour
like,
and 7 minutes.
You know, we had those conversations with her. We had those sit downs and we had those talks with her and stuff like that.
And I think as a
So-
parent, you're the one that should institute the morality part.
Right.
Of course.
Because sex ed has gone past that.
Oh God, yes.
It's no longer education about how it works.
At this point, dude, they might as well be like, you and you in the closet. Figure it out.
7
Let me know.
minutes in heaven.
Just fucking tag out, bro.
But we.
What'd you learn? What'd you learn?
But we've even had
Feels like a bag of
talks-
sand.
There's a right hole and there's a wrong hole.
Hey, you don't go near the wrong one. She screams. Stupid. No, but like, we've even had to talk with her about, you know, if you like girls, like, it's okay. Like, if you like boys, that's okay too. Like, you know, we've had all of those discussions with her, you know, before this whole LG elemental P, whatever, the alphabet people came up, you know, or before it was more, before quarantine, when everybody got into TikTok and
Right.
everybody started watching TikTok, like, it was before all of that. You know, we had those conversations with her. So I don't know, like, I feel like I raised a kid with those moral standards that has the ability to tell me, you know what, Mom, yes, like, I decided to do this, or no, I didn't want to do this, but I got forced to do this.
That's
you know
my
what
purse.
I mean? Like,
You don't know
I
me.
feel like I raised a kid like that. So I don't think an age of consent is. But then not everybody raises their kids like that.
Yeah.
right?
That's why there has to be
Yeah.
some sort of standard.
There really does.
Some
There has to
sort
be a
of standard.
standard.
But
Objective.
that's because of
standards.
that's because of the parent's point of view and how
Exactly.
they see it.
Right,
Exactly.
right. Well,
Exactly,
it's
because
like
if
the
I was the parent-
conversation.
if I was the parent that was like,
They're like, oh, sex
like,
is bad.
you know, my mom's
So I won't talk
God,
about it.
God rest her soul, right? Like, she beat into me that if you go out and you have sex, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. That's how I was raised, right? But she was also the person that oh, you want to go out with your 21-year-old boyfriend? Yeah, go ahead. Y'all have fun. And then was surprised when I came back that I was pregnant.
Yeah, I don't.
Like,
And knowingly
You know,
dating, like dating
right.
comes with
Yeah.
some
Yes,
kind of expectation.
right.
Well, especially at 21 years old. That's why I'm telling you.
well, so at first she thought that he was 18. I told her he was 18. But then when it finally came out that he was 21, it was still like, oh, you want to go spend Easter weekend with
But
him
you're
and his
okay with
family?
the
Yeah, go
18
ahead.
though.
Yeah, she was okay with the 18, but she wasn't okay with the 21.
Makes no difference.
But at the same time, like a couple months after that,
Statutorily, it makes a big difference.
No, 18 is still an adult.
That's
even-
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
So
man.
21
If the
makes no
person's
difference.
still older
between-
than you, whoever, whatchamacallit, if the person's still older than you, whoever's older is the one that gets charged with the
Of course.
right,
thing. Yeah.
right,
The
yeah,
consenting adult.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I,
But
and
then-
I, and I
but see,
think
but
in
it-
Texas it's 17.
I think it's 17.
In Texas.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm almost sure.
Actually, yeah, because I think to vote legally, I just found this out. To vote legally, you have to be within the turning age of 18 2 months prior to.
2 months
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So like Maddie could have voted this year.
17 years old and 2
yeah.
months prior to 18, you can vote. So she technically could have voted.
Yeah, she could have voted this year.
Did you vote?
I didn't
Because
know
by the
till
time
after.
the
Who did you vote for?
president
I just found
is
that out
being
too.
elected, she would have already been 18.
Yeah.
That is,
That's
I
why.
voted online.
I voted. I don't know about y'all,
She's like, it was a Facebook poll.
Chat snap.
but yeah.
She's
so,
like, I got a link sent to Dominion. I don't know. I just
I don't know. I just hit yes. It said if you vote for Biden, they give me $1,500.
Still waiting on that money.
I'm still waiting on the $1,500.
Maddie's, I want my money, man. Where's my money, man?
They should do
Better pull up.
mail-in vaccinations. They just mail you a hypodermic
vaccine,
needle.
girls.
It's like on The Rock. He's all just injected into your heart. It's like, do you
Dad,
see the
want me to
size?
see the size of his needle? He's like, get me the fuck out of this room. I almost put this in my fucking heart. I love
Oh
it.
yeah. What do you do,
But, yeah,
man?
it's
At
fucking
the
nuts.
at the end of all this, man, I'm glad. I'm telling you, I hope my three just don't have kids. Like, go sterile. I don't know. Go fucking rip your insides out. Like,
You can sell your.
There you go. You can sell your eggs.
Yeah.
You can sell your ovaries. You can sell your huevos. You can sell almost anything.
On the black market.
why gotta
Well,
be,
no,
why
not
gotta
even,
be black
even
folks?
on the regular market.
On
No.
the regular market.
On the regular market. She's like, even on the white market.
Even on the white market. No, you can't. You can
Yeah.
sell.
Why you just turn the fucking market racist?
Pulga de San Antonio.
Facebook, it's under miscellaneous. Look, it
Cashville
says
Dunway.
huevos.
No, you can, and they're like, I think
Wow.
they like even like sperm specimens. They pay you up to like $5,000 to give a sperm specimen.
Yeah, I'm sure for like top notch. They don't want
Well,
the
yeah,
everyday.
no,
Yeah,
they
you
check
want
this
like
out.
Make sure you're
doctors
clean.
and fucking
me and
everything, no diseases.
Yeah.
One day, me and my cousin
drug, disease, and virus free home.
went
family
online
history.
to
No
figure
pets.
out what's the standard for a sperm donor because somebody said there is a standard, and there is.
Yeah.
There is a standard. You can't just be a nobody walking in.
Right.
White, blue-eyed,
It
blonde hair.
freaking blew my mind.
Yeah.
There is an
No,
objective
seriously,
standard.
because they'll
Girl,
give
the
you a
objective
book
standards
and
11
they-
inches.
Just under.
10 3/4. Damn, man. You're
And
sir,
then-
10 3/4 short.
Here up. Size matters.
Size matters.
It's a
Yeah,
little
no,
dicks
because-
matter.
Because they'll go through and I think they'll show
LDM.
a picture. They'll show.
I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna make an LDM
I'm
shirt.
done.
Little dicks matter. Oh, dude, we gotta patent
Oh,
that.
I
man.
gotta hurry up quick before they steal
You
it.
gotta
Start a
ask,
market.
ask Jackie to make me a LDM shirt.
Make it a little mug.
mask.
For sale.
a mask.
a mask.
Right now, it says LDM.
It's got the little
LDM
chile at
stands
the
for?
side. It's a little.
The little eggplant. No, the shrimp.
They're LDM. Oh, little dicks
Little dicks matter.
matter.
Duh.
Oh, man.
Oh hell.
I don't
If
know.
y'all get big enough, that should be part of y'all's little.
I was like, what?
Whoa. Stop it.
Well, that's part of the problem. You kind of can't.
Girl, what'd you say the age of maturity was again? So maybe I just haven't fully developed yet.
Oh no. Like
Anyways.
y'all's channel.
The channel.
So as the channel grows,
Oh man.
Y'all can have like y'all's own merchant. That will be part of it.
LDM.
Yeah.
LDM.
Oh, dear.
Get the little dicks matter.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god, you're gonna see a spike in subscriptions now.
That's gonna be the name of the podcast. LDM.
Oh my god.
Little dicks matter.
Oh, man.
It's like you must watch to figure out what LDM means.
Viewer discretion advised.
Oh, that's too funny.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I say, fuck the world.
Mm-hmm.
LDM, bitch.
LDM.
LDM 2020.
2021. This year's about to.
Yeah, no shit.
2021. Nice.
Nah, LDM for life.
Por vida.
Infinity.
Infinity.
No, it's por vida.
Por vida.
Those shirts will sell on the south side. That's for damn
There
sure.
you go. Yeah, they will.
Only place they ain't selling is on the east side.
Some of the west side. Wow.
Wow.
Speaking of racism.
Anywho.
Was that a stereotype?
It's true.
It's true.
True story.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
Maddie's gonna write
What
this on her
we're-
next paper.
Yeah, she's like, so
LDM,
we're talking in the
LDM.
podcast, LDM. Oh, let's talk football.
That hurt my ear.
I don't even know what's going. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
The mediocre kick.
Oh
The
my
laces
God.
were in.
The laces were in. They were in. Like, I don't understand how even the announcers is like, oh my God, it's a great day in history to be alive.
Is it
Because
really?
she kicked 30 freaking yards? Like, seriously, man. Like, you talk about a great day in history. You show me a bitch that can kick 100 yards. Like, they can go field goal to field goal. Like, you show me that
Why
bitch.
she gotta be a bitch for
Cause she's
that?
No, dude.
I'm letting the woman start that one.
It's
That way
so
we're not looking at it as
It is
misogynism.
so stupid. Like, because they
I like
were like,
massages.
oh my God, like, you know, a great day for women and blah, blah. How is that a great day? Like, you did not hold her to the same standard. If you held her to
For a
the
squib
same-
kick, maybe it is the same standard.
Well, no, because
but
remember
why
we
would
talked
you do
about
a quib skit.
a squib.
I'm joking. Why would you do a
Quib.
Squib.
squib kick at the beginning of the second half?
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
If
Yeah.
none of that matters because we talked about it,
You were already losing.
but it doesn't matter. That's probably
No,
why.
it does matter.
It's-
You were already losing. You did a squib kick, and you
It's part
gave
of
the
the
other.
play.
No, you
No,
gave
like-
the other team the advantage, and you were already losing. You try to catch up with the other team in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
You don't try and lose to the other team in the second half. That's stupid.
Or
And that's what that squib kick did.
or they already knew they were gonna lose. It's like a pre-season game where they don't put.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying they already knew they were.
It's
So
like
they
when
let-
they put the. I'm gonna get flack for this. When you put the special
But then
needs
in that
kid,
case, why put her?
and nobody moves. They hike the ball and everybody's like in slow motion. They're like,
No, but in
Ace
that case,
Ventura.
why put her in to begin with? If you're
Because it's a girl.
it's a narrative. They wanted
Yeah.
they wanted to show that girls can do what boys
Because
can
they
do.
were already losing 0-8 in their season. They had 0 wins and 8 losses. So it was like, hey, we need to draw media attention to us. So let's put a girl in to kick the opening
but then in that sense, it just
Whatever.
goes against their whole
feminist
thing.
movement. Like, it goes against everything because
I
you want to
never-
hold a girl. You want to say, okay, well, this is a big step in the feminist movement. No, it's not. You just showed how weak a female is in kicking a ball as opposed to a male if you had put
While
them in.
you were losing.
While you were already losing. And
'Cause-
then you fired your coach the same day.
First of all, did you just assume her gender?
I don't even care. I don't care about that. It's a freaking girl. They all named it a girl. So again, there was another step back in this whole alphabet people
I wonder if they
movement.
discriminated and not gave her a cup.
It was reversed. It goes in.
Oh my god! It was like a shiwi. It was a shiwi.
Well, no, and the other thing is what you talked about. Like normally, right, in a regular man football game,
a non-female.
a non-female edition, especially a standard football game. Okay. The kicker is the last line of defense, right? She kicked the ball and fucking ran off the field, and she was like, not me, suckers, I'm out of here. She's like,
no, and then it was like they had an agreement with the other team, the team that was already, and maybe because they were already winning, but they kneeled on the ball.
They should have named her Icebox.
She came out with the Alka-Seltzer. Intimidation. No, but
Been down that road.
Like I don't know if it was just like, oh, well, it's a girl, so we're just gonna kneel on the ball. Like you were already at the 30-yard line. Like you had 60, 70 yards to go to make the touchdown. Why didn't you run the ball? It's not like she was gonna tackle you because she was booking it the other way. But no, the other team kneeled on the ball, and it's like,
well, it's like Junior said. It's like when they bring the little malitos out,
oh my god,
and they give them their time, they give them their moment.
and then she went and she got the special teams player of the week for that. Like,
it's a participation
what
trophy.
For real, like what did she do?
Precipitation.
Stupid precipitation ribbon. Like
Damn,
she
these
didn't do
clowns.
anything to earn. Like there was a guy, a kicker that same week that had kicked the ball and returned it and made a touchdown. And he got second place to this chick that kicked the 30-yard squib kick at the beginning of the second half. Because you don't squib kick at the beginning of this. Like when you're winning, you squib kick.
Usually you do that when
You
you're
don't
trying
do
to
that.
run the time off.
Well,
Right.
it's one of two things, right? It's like an onside kick. So you either want to run timeout, or if you're to the last seconds of the game and you're about
winning.
to kick, if you're losing and you're about to kick out, right?
right.
You want to like an onside kick. You kick a short distance in hopes that you get the ball
That
back.
you recover the ball
right? So
and
like,
you can go the other way.
So I don't know. And then they put the whole thing like, oh well, she just did what she was told, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, and
then
then the coach is like, oh, well, I didn't want to overcoach her, and it's like, but you
Overcoach a kick off.
right? But she wants to be seen as, or they in their narrative, they wanted her to be seen as a player on the team. So if you wanted her to be a player on the team, get in her fucking face and yell at her and tell her she's a fuck up. Like,
well, no, she did what they asked her to do.
But why settle?
Shouldn't she
Exactly.
be offended?
that's exactly where I'm at.
Women
I'm like,
everywhere
women
should be
everywhere
offended.
should be
Yeah,
offended
that's
by
what I'm
this.
saying.
That's my point. Like, it's so stupid. It is. Oh my god.
Have
it
you
is
not
so
seen
dumb.
like the video on? I know the one's on Facebook. Well, you're not on Facebook, but like there's a woman like football team that they just wear the pads.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
then they're wearing like a bikini.
Yeah,
or something.
pretty-
Yeah.
But they're actually hitting each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like hard.
Yeah, but they're hitting other women, right?
No, I know.
Like if you were to put a dude in a Speedo in the same shit, and he was
Can
gonna
you imagine that? Hey, wait. Let me.
you're slipping out.
Your shit went too far in your ass. Your ass got hungry. Let me just pull that out there.
The quarterback's on LDM. It's okay, bro. I'm part of that too. I'm part of that club too.
Oh my god.
The sponsorship, it's all on his helmet.
Right, it's on LDM.
LDM Incorporated. But no, like I'm just saying, because they were all girls smacking the shit out of all girls, right? If they put one fucking dude, a linebacker,
It's no longer
in that
fair.
lineup, he's fucking plowing through all those bitches, dude. He's just gonna smash their faces to the ground.
Right.
But
And then it's not fair at that point. Oh, because it's a guy.
but that's what
playing
they need to do,
But
right?
that's what
They need a
want.
guy to go in and identify as a female.
There you go.
Remember the South Park episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
Macho man.
Macho Man.
Seriously, man. Like, I don't know, dude. That just, when I saw it, like, it just, okay, let's say triggered. Like it freaking triggered me because I was like,
Upset.
how stupid is this?
They microaggressed you.
For real. Like how dumb is it? Like this is so freaking stupid. Like and it got like national news and even the oh my god, the announcers would be like, oh, it's a great day to be alive. Why?
Well, you know,
Like why?
dude. You know what I mean? Like, and
think
well, I
it
mean,
was
as a
relevant
female,
for me because it really grinds my gears.
no,
Like,
no, no,
I
for
think
sure. As a
that's
At least it's
female,
you as a female.
no,
because
that's
of
what I'm
me.
saying. As a female, yeah, dude. I mean, I guess it would piss me off too. Like, I don't know. Should I identify as a girl for like today?
Today.
I
mean,
give
you
you
I'm
got-
gender fluid.
I give you 46 minutes.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because when our kid turns 18, I'd
on.
really like you to be a boy.
She doesn't even go here.
let out your inner slut.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Hey, don't be a sketch.
Stupid. LDM.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, that was all
Wait.
I had.
So mind you, is there a objective standard in their mind if you simply want to identify as whatever you want and again using their terms, but you're doing it in a mocking fashion? Because there's no standard of truth.
Well, nah. Then who's to determine that it's a
That's what I'm
mocking standard?
saying.
No, I mean, I personally,
what I'm
unless
saying.
you like publicly come out and you're like, I'm gonna identify as a female to go look, like to go make them look stupid. Like if you publicly come out and do
Right.
it, right? Like that. There was that one guy, wasn't he on Rogan? He broke the weightlifting record. He proved a point. He just fucking
Yes.
he identified as a female.
Right.
Lifted like 6 females, and then I'm a man, but he walked away with those. You
Right.
know what I mean? So like, I mean, I guess there could be
I
right,
remember
like it's like
seeing that
bullying.
on like a show where someone like because they were known as like a jerk, and they like make fun of everyone. They did that, and then everyone thought that they were like playing around, but it was actually like
They're being serious.
yeah.
Like it was true. That's crazy. So, like, in order to get away with, like, talking shit about somebody, all I have to do is go to court and be like, no, you see, because I am a male, I'm a gay male right now, so it's okay for me to talk about them. Like, can I do that?
I mean, I think it's gonna boil down to that, right? So like, I think if they
I am
ever
a gay
force,
male
that's
at
what I'm
this
saying.
point.
Like I was thinking about
I
this
like
this
men.
entire time. I'm just gay, I guess, because you're a male.
It's just
Yeah.
she converted you by default. That's nuts. If you think about it,
I do not consent.
she just converted you by default.
That's how it works too.
You're a shaft shiner.
Hey,
LDM.
That's okay. You can shine my shaft.
Hello.
LDM.
LDM.
God.
Oh my.
But nah, so like,
I got a little dick.
so like, I was thinking about what you were talking about.
Microscopical.
Microscopical dick.
About like them forcing, pretty much like doing away with the First Amendment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, then what stops me from like reversing that role, right? Like, oh, they didn't refer to me as blah 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 blah, and then I come out and I'm like, well, you didn't refer to me as fucking dog sexual. Fucking I'm just saying, right? Like, if we
I like
can
to be
make
called
shit
bitch.
up, right? I'm like, I'm a dragon now. Fuck you. Why did you not call me Draco?
I identify as Draco.
I gave half my heart.
As a
I want to be a
lesbian
dragon.
T-Rex.
I'm a lesbian T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so great.
I love you, buddy. So I can be a dragon.
I'm a Komodo dragon.
Komodo.
I'm half a dragon.
She's a moo.
What are those ones with the little?
We can just make
They're all-
I don't know what they're
up,
called.
make up
Oh, I
sounds
don't know what they
like dinosaurs. We made up sounds.
I don't know what they
Honestly,
are.
dude,
ones
like I
that go
feel like
this.
that's
Do the whole thing so people know what I'm.
We're so
doing
canceled.
this.
They can't see me. So I
nah,
have to go like,
and dude, and you know what though? These people bring it upon themselves, right? Again, dude, I don't give a shit what you are, what you do. If you're a good person, dude, out of respect, like I said, I'll call you whatever name you want to be called, right? But why is there a necessity to talk about your shit?
It's giving power to a word.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, no, and again, and the word as far as their name, I'm cool with.
Yeah.
But like, and I'll, you know, like I said, if you just came out and you're like, my name's Maddox, All right, cool. Maddox, what's up?
That sounds cool. I should do that.
That.
That's gonna be my
She's
code
like,
name.
I turned 18. I can consent to be an adult.
She's like, I could go downtown to the court's office and change my name. But no, I mean, you know, again, if somebody
I
wants to
could
be
come into
called
the
that,
podcast and just be like, I'm Maddox,
oh,
Maddox. There you go.
because he has code name.
And now you gotta call me Maddox.
So if you commit a crime
Maddox Hans.
and you can change your name on
Sounds
that
badass.
spot,
I love it.
but it depends on the crime, right? Because if it's
Leather
if
jacket.
if they had like DNA, fuck your name. they know, oh, you're Maddox now? Sorry, this is a female. So I don't think it works that way.
well, it's a male DNA, but I identify as female, so
yeah, so it can't be me.
it can't be my DNA.
Here,
Like my DNA
here, I didn't bleed
change
this
when I
month.
changed. Like my DNA didn't change when I changed. Like
Are you trying to be a science
Now
denier?
you're oppressing me.
Now you're being a science
committing a
denier.
crime because you're assuming that I'm a female when I'm really a male
I wanna
because of my DNA.
I wanna talk to someone who's transgendered to see if their thoughts on that.
I don't know
On what?
anybody that's
Because people have
transgender.
different opinions. Because there's those people who are like, excessive about that kind of stuff.
Well, and that's where I was going with the situation, right?
But
Like
that's
I know some
the
like
negative, like
well,
that's,
not necessarily though, because I know some people that are like super flame on, right? Like they can be, but
Shout out, Gilbert.
but they're good people. Like, and I don't, dude, if that makes you happy, then who am I to fucking get in the way of your happiness, right?
yeah.
It's the people that are like trying to fuck with my LDM that
Well, let me be a nonpartisan, right? So
Do you identify as a non-partisan?
when we have statistical data that show that transgender still commit the same amount of suicide rates as someone who is scared to come out as bisexual or transsexual.
That's completely Casper the Friendly fucking Ghost to me.
Well, that's
I
what I'm
believe That's a
saying.
mental illness. Then at that
So
point,
then
like you're depressed. Like I'm sorry, but if you're an adult, you have your own choice. Like it sucks if you feel that you cannot tell your family that.
right.
But at that point,
No, but if you make the transition and in your mind, it's going to make everything go away.
okay.
And then you still at that rate, still committing the same amount of suicides after the transition, then is it really what it is, right? People saying, oh, well, because I'm not what I really want to be is the reason why I feel like I'm having an issue mentally. And then you transition and you're still not happy, so you
Yeah.
commit suicide.
Well, because I think
But
it's
then
like
in that
anything
case,
else.
is it society instead of the whole like?
Well, no, then you're just a
no.
weak-minded person then.
It's
Because
the
at that
individual.
point,
That's what it is.
because what I'm saying is then at that point, then you'll never be happy, right? So if you, because of society, right, let's just say you, right? We just talked about Maddox, right? If you, because of society, now change your name and you
My
identify
alter
as
ego.
a man, right? Let's just say you do. And then all of a sudden society says, no, but that's not enough. Not you have to have a penis. Go get it fixed, right? So then you go do that. And then they're like, oh, well, I mean, that was cool, but now you don't have to do that. So then you go fix it. Like, if you're going to base your life and your decisions on society, that's forever changing. That's why trends don't last, right? That's why TikTok is 15, 60 seconds at a time. Get it, because nobody cares 60 seconds later.
Okay.
So if you're doing it for you, then I would support you wholeheartedly. I don't care what it is, right? But if you're doing it for somebody else, then 60 seconds later when they change their mind, you're the one left in the and then again, to me, then you're a weak-minded person because you're going to be looking for the next thing, right? You're going to like, oh shit.
But
well,
maybe that's why some people transition, because that's their kind of mentality.
well, that's fine, but then we're talking about a mental disorder. Like it's a disorder because I don't live my life for anybody else
Then
except for your mom.
Do they see like? I wonder if like someone could like, not everyone's as self-observant
Yeah.
as some
Like,
other
there's
people.
There's a lot of people that are very self-conscious.
Right.
Self-
but no one else is
of
held accountable
themselves,
for that
right.
but yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a your self-awareness. Like it's you. It's how you see yourself. It's what you want to do. So like if your parents are like, oh, well, you can't be gay, and you're like, well, I am gay. Well, then get the fuck out of my house. Okay, well then why do you need those people in your life? Like I get it. They're your parents. That's your mom. That's your dad. You love them and
The
whatever.
toxicity.
Right. But like you don't need those people in your life. Like you should truthfully cut them off. And when they come looking for you, or, you know, because that's the older generation, when they come looking for you, then have a conversation with them, try and educate them on it or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's you in your mind. Like that's your mind. Like for yourself, like your number one priority should always be yourself. Like you should always have your own well-being in mind. So if somebody is causing you to be in distress or something, then guess what? Get rid of that person. You don't need that person in your life.
Or people.
Or people, yeah.
In that same sense, the social media, right? So like if you're already feeling away, in my opinion, right? You're already feeling like, man, I'm kind of leaning towards girls or kind of leaning towards boys or fuck around. I don't need anybody. And then you let social media overtake that. You know, again, like the rules are forever changing. That's why it went from, you know, gay people, gay pride to fucking LGB to LGBT to fucking everything and everything, dude. Again, dude, there are a lot of things that I understand why people did what they did. We had this discussion about like the accepting of like the traditional, I guess not traditional, but like gay people, right? Just two women or two men living a life. They get married. They're entitled to the same thing that benefits and shit. That, well,
benefits is what it boiled down to.
Well, and again, and I don't give a shit. Like, I don't know why anybody should really give a shit. It's not my life. It's not your life. I really don't care, right? And again, though, a lot of it has to do with the government. When the government puts their hands in, and it's a favored thing, right? So at the time that these people couldn't get married legally, right? They wanted everybody to know. They would push it. And then now all of a sudden everything's cool. Like people are getting married, no big deal, right? Then the next thing came out.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
Right. You give them the inch, they take the mile. Exactly like you constantly say. Right. You give them the inch, they're gonna take the mile.
And again, like, you know, and I other than the constant.
Why do marriages come with benefits? Like
because the state got involved.
Right.
Well, that and
because
I mean,
the state got involved.
I mean, but even if you took out the state or the government and all that, right? Just back in the old days, when you married your significant other, whatever you built together, like it comes with the benefit of
wanting to be with that person.
Right? So those were the benefits then. Now, of course, with fucking taxes and all this other dumb shit, like it it makes a difference to the government because they collect taxes. Like back in the day when it was just me.
I don't know if you've learned it yet, or if you're going to learn it in economics, but there's a tax when you die. Like you still have to pay a tax when you die.
You're dead.
Yeah. No, there's a tax that
Guess who gets
involved.
to pay that?
Yeah.
The significant other.
The significant other gets.
And
has
even
to pay
then,
that
it would
tax.
be like your children, right?
It depends.
I believe, like if I left a life insurance policy or something, that would come out of that before.
It would come out of that, but then whoever your main beneficiary is, so let's say it's you as our main beneficiary, then after both of us are gone, when you go to file your taxes, you're responsible for that. Like you have to pay that tax.
So again, dude,
yeah,
this all boils down again. To me, it's like anything else, dude. When the government got involved, it became a thing, right? Because I feel like if a married couple, man and woman, could get married before, even if you didn't want to get married in the church, you could still do it. You could document it in the family Bible, right? Then the government got involved, right? And it was supposed to be man and wife or man and woman. They got married, right? And then, you know, I'm a firm believer in that gay people, it's been a thing. Transsexuals have been a thing for ever, right? Yeah. But then it was like, okay, well, again, you know, and I don't disagree. Like I said, they were like, hey, well, I want to get married, right, to Maddox over here.
Oh.
Why do me and Maddox not have the same shit than if I married Crystal, right? They you know, and again, but then it turned out that's not enough, right? And then now there's transsexual people, and they want to be recognized. And whatever, again, the only constant in the whole fucking thing, the hand of the government is in the way. Yeah. They're fighting their battle there, but they got to get enough regular people, right, to be
upset
enough, right? So that they can start saying, oh, well, now you're being discriminative.
Yep.
Right. And so now we can go to the Supreme Court because you're discriminating. And now we can set these little laws up all the way up until, well, you know what, man? Well, we're already doing all this other shit. Let them get married. Mm-hmm. And again, we could have just bypassed this by saying, dude, marry who the fuck you want to marry. Because nobody cares. Like at the end of the day, if the guy over next door, if he's gay and he's got a dude with him, what do I care? Mm-hmm. Right? I'm married to your mom. Like, what's the difference? No,
but people don't like staying out of others' business.
No, for sure. Right. But that started with the government because they don't stay out of our business.
It started with people in general, and then it, like, after the government was made, that's ruled by people. Yeah. That's where.
We like them motherfuckers anyway.
Yeah, people in general.